Dear friends, welcome back with another mission on the Vulnhub, which is Mr. Robot. The link will be put into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine if you want to. In this video, I'd like to showcase how to use Python to crack WordPress admin dashboard. Although we can utilize the utilities like Hydra or the WordPress again to do this sort of cracking. But anyway, before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can head over to Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 253. So what shall we do next? We need to do the port and surface scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already done that earlier. So for now, we just get out its result. And as you can see over here, I used the options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Although, as you can notice here, the IP address has been changed from the one when I did the machine the first time, which doesn't matter at all. So from the map scanning results, we can tell that the target has two open port numbers. The first one is 80, which is running HTTP service and also the version information, Apache. And the 443, as we know, this is usually used for used by SSL. So also we can put down some key discoveries to our notebook. So port HTTP HTTPS. So what shall we start from? We need to do the enumeration with this web application both manually and automatically. So that let's bring up the browser of Firefox and put the IP address of the target into the address bar. And sorry, we need to refresh, and then we can get the site. And however, it's very interesting. It looks like this some sort of the share, right? The web share. So hello friend, if you come for a reason. You may not be able to explain it yet. Blah blah blah. So we can run some commands like prepare, what it's about.
You are not free.
Some video you run here.
Owned by your job, owned by the 1% of the 1%, owned by debt.
Okay, let's go back. Sorry, I need to.
Between two
A very interesting design of this site. Although you can run several other commands, but none of them is useful from the perspective of penetration. I'm not going to do that. So how to do next? We need to do some more enumeration. For example, we can check whether this site has robots file or not. Press enter, and we found the two files, and we can download these two files to our working directory. And also the second one, and this would be the key. And also from the name, we can know that we should retrieve 3 keys in total. And we can cut out the first key and also the F society. And it looks like there's some sort of words or dictionary, right? So we can check out how many lines in this word list. A bit big, 858,160 lines or words. But now we can put it aside for a while. Let's go ahead. So far we have already got the first key, and we can copy and note it down to our notebook. Okay. Next, I think we can use Ligito to do the automatic enumeration. Ligito can give us, if the target is running web application, and in most cases, we need to use Ligito to do some sort of enumeration, because it can give us very good and also very useful information, such as the banner and the request header. And if the web application is vulnerable, and Ligito can also give us such vulnerability or exploit information for us. So this might be interesting. So Ligito also can enumerate out some common files or directories. So the README, we can take a look at the README. So I like where your head is at. However, I'm not going to help you. We can view the page source. So next, we can take a look at admin directory. However, we are redirect to a bit weird. It has some problem to retrieve this page. Anyway, let's go on. So the image, let's take a look at this directory. Image. Maybe I need to close up this tab because it's not so stable. And we can image. We got, so I think this should be the blog. You just another WordPress site. So leave a reply. WordPress. So waiting for it's connected to outside. And also we can check its source code. It looks like this site is running WordPress application. So possibly we need to do particular enumeration with this WordPress installation. Okay? But for now, we need to, we found the blog and also the WP login. This is some sort of a standard page of WordPress application. Next, we can launch the GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. Let's autocomplete the command. So the blog, login, sitemap, blog. So how about blog? Blog. But forbidden. Interesting. So I think although GoBuster has discovered many directories and also some files, but most of them belong to WordPress application or WordPress installations, right? Anyway, I do not want to wait anymore. So how to do next? Next, maybe, we need to launch WordPress scan 2 to make a particular enumeration, right? As you know, the -E option stands for enumerate. However, no users are found, no plugins are found. Interesting. So how about access the WordPress admin dashboard manually? Admin, and we can access this dashboard. So how about admin and admin as password to try to log in? However, we got error, invalid username. So I think we can take advantage of this vulnerability. It means that we can enumerate or make brute force to get the existing usernames, right? Although we can use tools like Hydra, but just I mentioned at the very beginning, maybe I will use Python, okay? And before we go there, I'd like to process the word list first. This word list is a bit big. However, if you cut out this word list, there's some, duplicate entries. So it's better to process this dictionary in advance. For example, we can use the sort and FSOIT unique. Okay, and now we can count how many words. Oh, sort unique. As you see, the word list or dictionary becomes much smaller. So we can save to new file, like a new dictionary. And then we can, open up the editor of PyCharm to code our program, to look for the correct or existing usernames. But before we code our actual program, we need to make this process to be much efficient. So let me show you what I mean. So we can open up the inspect and go to the network tab, and we can use like admin and admin to log in again. And then we can get the post request. We can copy value as Q, and then we can go to this website. This website can help us to convert Q to Python automatically. And then we can copy this to Equilibrium board and go to the, maybe I can crack credentials, and we can paste over here. So no, without any effort, we have already, got this a block of code to start with, or as starting point. Okay, and how to do next? Okay, before we go, I'd like to point out for you, very important. You may be thinking the cookie, in many cases, before we are authenticated, cookies are not useful. If you remove cookies, this code will not work at all. Yeah, very, very important. Okay. So how to do next? We can, here we can open a new with read only mode as, and we can, for example, 4 line in CTF read lines. And we can try to, for example, print, try to use username. Okay, line strip. Okay, and then we can indent the following code. And here we can use, at this point, we can use any password, but for username, we can replace by line strip. Okay, so I think that's it. As you see, the coding is very, very easy, right? We have already done that in a very short time. And for now, we can test it, okay? We can save. And now we can launch. Maybe I can launch Python. Oh, sorry, I need to do some. So, sorry, not finished yet. My bad. So if invalid username not in response text, it means that we have already found correct password, found username, valid username, okay, and a line strip. And then I don't think we need to continue. We can exit from the program. And also, of course, we need to import sys module. So I think that's it. Okay. So for now, we can save and run it. It will take a bit while to run. When it's done, I will come back. See you there. All right, as you can see over here, a valid username has been found, and we can copy and paste over here, and we can try to, use this username to log in. This time we got a different error. The password you entered for the username is incorrect. So to get the password, we just do some modification, little modifications. Okay, so here the username would be Elliot. Of course, this should be the string, and the password would be line strip. Okay, and of course the error message would be different. So the password paste over here. So I think any small changes are necessary and to find the correct password. So now we can run it again. Again, I'd like to pause the video. All right, as you can see over here, I have already found the valid, this should not be username, should be password. So we can copy and paste over here. Again, I think, process dictionary, what we download from the target is very key, or it's very important thing to do. Otherwise, the word list is so big, and it will take us very long time, maybe more than 10 hours to crack. Okay, so now what are we going to do next? We need to take these credentials to log in to or access to WordPress admin dashboard. Okay, and over here, it's working. And I think now it's very straightforward how to do next. We need to, because this user is from the left columns, we know that this user is administrator. And now we can, we need to upload web shell to the WordPress admin dashboard. How to do? I'd like to take the easiest way for me. For example, go to the 404 template, and we need to remove existing code and replace it by our own PHP reverse shell code. And you can copy this code, which you can get it from the Pentest Monkey website. Actually, this code is PHP or reverse shell in PHP. Okay, and sorry, we need to go to the browser, paste over here, and click update file. As you can see, file edit successfully. So next we need to access this 404, and there will be two ways. We can find the location of the 404. Just now we can find the location, but another way is we can access not existent page, and then we can get the reverse shell. Okay, so we can set up the listener on the Kali Linux, and now we can access any not existent page. Press enter. As you can see, we successfully got the collection from the target. And next we need to spawn a beta shell by Python. Python 2 is there, so we can import pty's module, spawn a method. Next, we need to do some local enumeration to make lateral movement. There is only one normal user, robot. Maybe I need to export a term variable. So then we can clear the screen when necessary to get a bigger space on the screen. Okay? And we can successfully get, at this moment, we do not have permission to grab this or second key. But this one is accessible. We can copy its file name. And this should be the username and password. Although password is MD5 hash, we can copy and go to the website of CrackStation to crack it. And this would be the result. We can copy. So then we can make lateral movement very easily. Switch user to robot. And we can supply the password. It does work, right? So we can. Next, we need to do some local enumeration to make privilege escalation. For example, sudo. But cannot. So how about the kernel? Yeah, this kernel is very outdated. But I'm not going to take the kernel exploit to elevate privilege. I'd like to find something else, or low-hanging fruit. Okay? And also we can find the binaries with SUID bit. Perm type is a file rather than directory. We found this one, the mmap. It means that the mmap has SUID bit. So we can copy. And SUID bit means the current user robot around this executable or the binary can get temporarily the ownership or permission or privilege of the owner. Owner, this case, is root. So I think we can take advantage of this binary to elevate our privilege. So how to do? We can mmap interactive. And we can get the shell. As you can see, we have already become the root. And then we can grab the final key. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. See you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.